Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos de vuelta a este que vamos a Tales of Arise. Estábamos avanzando en lo que era el Volcano Berg, buscando la... ¿cómo se llama? ¿La qué? ¿Qué estamos buscando? La nave espacial. Entonces, vamos a ver el camino porque es un poco largo.
You finally made it.
Vamos a tratar de avanzar. Entonces, se nos acabó los EPs. Vamos a ver qué más hay que hacer. Supreme Ignis Roll. Okay. Water. Generation. ¿Qué será bueno? ¿Qué será mejor? Ah, no lo puedo poner, entonces vamos a poner este.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Ni me fijé si es mejor que no. Otra vez.
I may have exerted myself a little too much today.
Nope. Nope.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Doña Kisaris.
I've been thinking about what we discussed earlier. His reasons might not have been pure, but in the end, Dohalim still made Elda Menencia a place where Danans and Renans can coexist. I thought everyone would welcome that change, with open arms. I took pride in what we had without putting in the work to truly solidify it. After so much failure, do you think I even have the right to pursue my ideals?
It doesn't matter what I think. You've already found your answer.
Siempre, siempre.
I know what I want to say, but I can't help but wonder if I'm being selfish.
Everybody makes mistakes in life, Kisara. Everybody. It's what you do afterwards that matters. But you already knew that, right?
Yeah. I won't look away from the world any longer. I'll do my best to confront reality, so that we don't lose anyone else, ever again. More to the point, Dohalim needs someone who can push him forward. I think we both get lost in our sorrow too easily when we focus on the past.
If we see that happening, we'll set him straight. Don't worry. We'll look out for both of you. I have to say though, if you turned out this well modeling yourself after Miguel, he really must have been a great man.
What, you didn't believe me before? I'm pretty sure I've been going on about him since I joined up.
Sí.
If you need more convincing, I've got plenty more stories about him.
Maybe another time.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay.
Sí, pero...
Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
Sí, ¿no? Y esto cocinar. Sí, y vamos a cocinar algo rápido. Otro bun. Más ataque.
This heat is unbearable.
Yeah. Por pan. Lo.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
Ah, me apreté sin darme cuenta.
I think it's time we go to sleep. Did you get enough?
Vamos a trasladarnos. Calaglia, Berg, Volcano. Pues prácticamente voy derecho.
If only I were a cat.
Pero no, no lo eres. Ya ahorita por lo menos puedo sacar todas las armas que son del mismo nivel. Pues podemos seguir avanzando en la plana. ¡Oh, corre! Aquí yo creo que la primera... Oh.
Scuttering through!
Purge malevolence! Anything in the
like bait to them. Now you see what I can do.
Tidal wave!
Close up. Time to get out of the way.
Sleep now.
Hit a word.
Maelstrom!
We turn the tables on him.
Albert! Astral energy!
Say no more. Got it.
Well done!
I'll run you through.
I'll stop its charge! Thanks, Kisara!
Carve through armor.
Watch and weep!
Drag it down. Rip it
I never miss! All disasters made one! Come forth and heal us the purity! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
No, no lo puedo conocer. O me des impresión.
An opponent like this should be easy.
in a bind.
Back in here!
To be let free.
Your hide as thick as armor.
Denied. Pesky airborne scoundrel one keeps
Sounds like a job for you.
That's what my shield is.
Get glad you have your use of me.
I'll show you how useful I can be.
Maelstrom! I can do this all day! Wanna hear my call?
Burn in hell!
Do it! They're all coming out?
Look sharp!
Lightning tiger blade. See that?
That training's paying off!
Come forth and helix of purity!
Come one, come all!
Maelstrom!
Armor won't save you. The earth throbs in pain.
Magic is back in the front!
There you
I
are.
require complete blow. This one's mine! I never miss!
What's this?
Maelstrom!
Nothing gets by here. Hey! Blow them away! I'm even stronger than before.
Corre, se baja, se baja. Oh, corre, 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 corre. Ah,
An opponent like this should be easy.
Come forth and helix of purity! Mega Ray! Sleep not in your dreams! It's a duel of the art! Maelstrom! Too much to handle? Pierce evil!
Mind blowing! What did they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done that!
I owe you one.
Swallow dance! Watch this!
I have no limits!
As impressive as always. No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Sion go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Purge malevolence! Waterfall! Improve!
Onward and upward.
All disasters may be come forth a helix of purity! Let the marksman handle this. Sleep now. Healing circle! Radiant here! Now! I never miss!
I'm sorry to be lost.
Got fire!
I got it! Let a marksman handle it! Maelstrom!
All yours!
These fists have got your name on them!
By the power of water!
No armor! Stop me! Remind me to stay on your good side.
Maelstrom!
Armor won't save! Charge like that could easily be fatal. Just as well I'm here!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one!
Already on it!
I'm out of ammo! Watch and all disasters made one! Come forth a helix of purity! Sleep now! Freeze! Magic is bam! Maelstrom! I'm ready for the next battle! crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly. So don't try.
I didn't know you had that sort of trick.
No es tan complicado. Pues para no pasar. Creo. Sí, era para no pasar. Ah, vale.
Looks like some solid equipment. Out of our way! All disasters made one!
Not today! I'll smash you! Far enough!
Will this one? All disasters made one! Come forth, the healing superiority!
Its armor's too strong! Be my guest!
Made one! Come forth, the healing superiority! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Right, next one! Made one!
Already take this! Here I come!
Feel!
In a bind?
All disasters made one! Come forth! I can
Smash you!
blah blah blah!
Blah, blah, blah.
Hey now!
Eagle fly!
Maelstrom! Blah blah blah! Where are you going?
Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
You get
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Maelstrom! Here to handle fury! Ready? Maelstrom! Blah blah! In here! Here's the evil! Here's another! One last one! Whoa! Easy!
A breeze!
An easy breeze. Go no further!
Here I come! Swallow blade! Ready and waiting!
In here, not in your dreams! Here!
Take this!
You have to aim for the
I
bright
can
area
carve
on their
through
back!
armor.
The flashing part's their weak point!
An actual voice?
That's my cue!
Time to let's shut him down.
Please, Mom! Maelstrom!
You make more today!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out!
As impressive as always.
All disasters!
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you
Demon
all!
Fang!
I'm ready!
Double Demon Fang!
Healing circle!
Want it?
Here's my call! All disasters made one! Come forth, a helix of purity! Maelstrom! This one's mine!
You pay for that!
Far enough!
I'll bring you back!
Don't leave! Hey! Blow them away!
Hey! Anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ridwell's right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later.
Armor won't save you!
All disasters made one! Come forth, the helix of purity! Feel! Here's evil! Maelstrom!
Wrong fight!
All disasters made one! Blah blah blah!
Demon Fang!
Do it! Here!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
All disasters made... Hold on to your arms! Here I come!
Sword Rain Alpha!
In a bind?
First strike! Swallow Blade!
Lunar corruption! Lunar blast! Now!
I'm ready! Eagle Assault! Do it! Shion!
Get toasty!
Bird strike! Those bombs of yours are amazing!
Who needs a gun when you can send them flying?
Por eso no vamos para jugar. Y eso me gustaría. De hecho, debemos salvarlo aquí. Ah. Ya sé, está muy obvio. ¿Qué es eso? Bueno, hazlo yo, no sé. Commander of Heavens. No me esperaba algo tan grande. Nos pasa un poco al monstruo.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location, if the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy? We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone. Let the marksman handle this.
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogle? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Now you see what I can do!
All disasters made one. Come forth, a helix of purity. Healing circle. Feel.
I'm sorry to be bothered. Yes, ma'am.
Come forth, a helix of purity. Maelstrom.
You picked the wrong fight!
One more time. This one's mine. Far enough.
Take this!
Here's a healing arc. They're all coming after me.
I'm coming!
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine. Freeze Lancer. Feel. All disasters at once. Magic is out. Maelstrom. It's weakened.
This ends now!
They're doing it. Demons descend.
Flashing bang!
Easy. Way to go.
Now,
In here.
I can handle it.
Close one. Hear my call.
now I'm in the groove!
Glacial Storm. Dance evil.
Not today!
I can do this all day. Freeze Lancer.
Hurricane! Double demon!
Let me hear it. This one's mine. All disasters made one. Come forth, a helix of purity. Maelstrom.
I'll smash you!
Double all disasters made one. Come forth, a helix of purity.
Sword Rain Alpha! Eat this! Finish this!
Lock, get toasty.
Bird strike!
Nothing gets by me. Here come more.
You'll just have to keep fighting.
You got company. Here I go. Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
No complaints here!
Raging Cascade. Kisara, frozen.
Hammer!
Raging Cascade. Raging Cascade.
Now you see what I can do! Now I'm in the
Magic is
groove!
out. Sealed. Blah, 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 blah. Art expert coming through.
Rip and tear!
Right back at you. It's in the sky. You're fine. Close one. Here, let me help. Gotcha.
Just getting started! Can't get out of bed!
Go. It's over.
Tear you apart!
Spread. Raging Cascade. Do it. Leave now.
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Raging
Training's
Cascade.
paying off!
Sleep now. Freeze Lancer. This one's mine. Blah, blah, blah. Spread.
Denied.
Here. Do it. Close one! Close one!
It was nice while it lasted. Anything in armor is all mine.
Reinforcements incoming! Not a problem!
Take this! I'll finish you here.
Here goes! Field! Freeze
Let me see what I can do.
Blah, blah, blah. In here! This one's mine! Annihilation! Sleep now!
In a bind.
Don't mind if I hold on to your art. Here I come!
Ready to go.
In here! This one's mine! Water, blah, blah, blah! Tidal wings! Raging cascade! Here goes!
I'm right behind you.
In here! Blah, blah, blah! Freeze Lancer! Close one! You get the gist. Hold on to your art. Here I come! Safe! Friend! Here goes Lunar Corruption! Gemini Raging Cascade! Not in your... Hold on to your art. Here I come! Take care of it!
Stay away from my friend!
Raging Cascade! Raging Cascade!
Can't move.
Raging Cascade! Sion! Astral Energy! Full throttle! Lightning!
No, pues sí.
Raging Cascade!
Save you.
Raging Cascade! Alright,
Take this.
Demons descend!
Flashing bang.
Raging Cascade! Friend! Not in your dreams! Mega Red! Frozen!
Hammer.
Blah, blah, blah! First aid! Sleep now! Flame of Steel! Glacial Steel! Freeze
Ya, ¿no? ¿Cuántos son? Llevo por
Ready is a healing art! First aid! What would I do without you? It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
What the fuck?
Take this.
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
I really owe you one. How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Elton!
Watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down!
No está tan mal. No está tan mal.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Te parecía el monstruo que balsa.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
¿Cómo se llama?
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us.
El de China.
But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
¿Cómo se llama el de China? Bolt, creo. Sí, se llama Bolt. ¿Inglés? Tiene nada. Sí, aquí está.
always room for improvement.
Sí, creo que me quiero hacer un poco acá. Esto es una- Ya vamos a las láminas. Ping, 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 ping. Become deceased.
Hey, is that it over there?
Por cierto, dice. ¿Cómo llegó aquí? Ah, vamos a ver el cinemático. De la nada, una nave espacial ahí.
Alvin?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Ya, gracias.
3 centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Espera que haya vuelto de camino.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present.
Una idea interesante.
I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alvin.
Parece como Asistiria.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right?
No me quisiera eso.
Thanks, you guys.
Yo no dice nada. Di algo. Mujer, di algo.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just gotta sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
O sea,
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
Me va a dar un mensaje. Niña, ¿qué pasa? Dinos. Nuestro grupo. Go to the ship's ready to take off. Ah, va a haber algo. Va a haber una plática. Aquí tiene una escena, ¿no? Vamos a guardar. Me imagino que vamos a platicar. Sí. Escenas.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
En 300 años es complicado.
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right?
No, bueno, ella ya
And
quería.
it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally
No
get rid
habla,
of her
no dice
thorns.
nada, di algo, maldición.
Shion?
Estás muy callada, mujer.
Huh? Yeah.
¿Estás durmiendo? Así con su cuerpo. Ahorita trabajando en eso de los fans. No va a estar ahí. Va a estar bien.
Where? Shion?
Está ahí enfrente. Where did expand?
Where'd Shion go? How could... Did she just go off on her own?
Tienes que ir sola. Ah, ha morido con Alphen. Pudiera ser. Ya ven, ya quiere ir sola.
Shion!
Ah, sí, sabía que lo estaba.
It's your thorns? But why? You okay?
No.
Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Esta mujer.
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
¿Ya llegaron otra vez? ¡Ábrelo! ¡Quiero saber!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
No me acuerdo.
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You
Okay.
can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death.
Cuando se libera, no entiendo.
I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape.
O sea, es oscuridad.
I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason
Para que pueda morirse.
you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's
No, a ver, entonces,
what I've been after this whole time.
¿se quiere morir para poder matar la oscuridad? Creo.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And
Oh.
before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before.
Por eso es una especulación.
It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time.
¿Poderes de Maiden?
But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell.
Sí, ya la están atacando ahí.
Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back
Sí,
anymore.
entonces sí, es eso.
And when that happens,
Sí, esta escena está
Consume all existence.
y es oscuridad.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way. Alvin?
Living for the sake of dying. It's no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says.
I won't let it happen! We can fight this! We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else too?
Complicada.
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
Mr.
And
Kuro.
me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys. And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope. Huh? Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances,
Sí.
it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here. I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live? It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
Es la base de todo el problema.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys. You're all so stubborn.
Ahora sí es el inicio del nuevo
Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Está Lenegis. Pues el nivel máximo es 100 y estamos en nivel 40. ¿No? Sí tienen cara de que toma un poco más.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us.
Pues obvio, es un
Still,
juego.
it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Xian's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Xian's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Xian.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Xian. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Bueno, mi teoría es que esos Thorns son lo que le han estado, lo que hace el Sovereign precisamente. Guardan la energía oscura de los Renan. Se va a liberar, como dice, que toma forma, así como la de Dana. Pues va a ser el jefe final o algo así, o muy cercano al jefe final. Entonces, pues ya ahorita no sé. Tengo que hacer muchas, ya estoy a nivel más o menos para hacer muchos de las subquests, entonces voy a tratar de hacer. Y bueno, continuamos ya la próxima entrega, igual tardo aquí unas horas, ya los entrenamientos, ¿no? Etcétera, etcétera. Pero bueno, continuamos con la historia en sí en la próxima entrega, o la próxima, no estoy seguro, pero bueno, nos está poniendo más interesante la historia. Entonces, bueno, cuídense mucho, nos vemos después. Hasta luego.